About $7,000 worth of giveaways and a range day meetup all in one. Let's talk about that today. Well, in the past few weeks, a lot of the videos I've been talking about have been fairly demoralizing or upsetting, and that's not good. So today I want to talk about something actually super awesome that I'm excited for. But before I do that, I gotta ask you a question. When you guys appendix carry your White Claws, do you stagger your belt to the left or to the right? I'm trying to figure out what's best for me. But yeah, 3D printing is pretty freaking cool. Thank you to the 3D printing community for making the memes no longer just dreams. We are about 2 weeks away from May Day, is what we're calling it, at Route 66 Shooting Sport Park. Basically what's going to be going on, I'm going to be at the facility from the time that they open to the time that they close. We're doing a ton of giveaways throughout the day. And if you're there and you want to say hello, I'm going to be driving around, walking around, visiting people in their bays, shooting with you if you want to. I'll have a photographer and videographer around with me. So if that's something that interests you, feel free. We can shoot, we can hang out. If you don't want to and you're just happening to be there, I will try to leave you alone. But I'm honestly super excited. This got a lot more feedback and a lot more interest than I was initially thinking. I'm just a nobody on the internet. So it was super cool to see as many people interested in this as there was. It was actually so much interest that Route 66 actually fast-tracked the production of more bays. They basically, if you don't know really much about them, they have a massive facility that they're going to be constantly building onto. And they were initially hoping to finish a lot of these bays by the end of the year. But when they had so many people that were interested in coming out, they're like, hey, let's put in some overtime. So they put in the hours and they built many more additional bays so that more people can actually come out and rent a bay for a certain period of time throughout the day. And we can shoot together. I'm blown away with the amount of interest that they gave. In addition to that, I think initially when we were saying this, we were saying you were going to have 8 people to rent a bay. They've reduced that number significantly because not everybody has 8 shooting friends that are either available or that want to come. So they're making it a lot more accessible for people if you do want to come. They'll place you in a bay that's appropriate for your party size. Obviously, if you have a 15-person bay, it is. They'll put you in the right spots for you that you can come out and shoot. Something that we didn't actually expect or that I didn't realize was there's a ton of people that watch this channel that don't actually own a gun yet, and I totally understand it. If you were just getting into it, or maybe you just turned 18 at the height of all this, it's basically impossible to get a hold of a standard gun like a Glock 19. So for a lot of people, they're interested in firearms and want to get into it, but don't actually own anything for themselves, or they don't own the kind of guns that they would want to shoot in an event like this. So what they're doing is they're putting together like rental packages. Basically, if you want to shoot their Old West or their SWAT sniper or whatever it is, they're going to have various packages of guns that you can rent for a period of time and shoot it on their range, which is super cool. Now, the part that you're probably the most interested in, because I'm not very cool, the giveaways. So there's going to be 2 giveaways, one of them done between 12 to 1 and one of them done between 5 to 6. The reason we're doing this is because if you rent a bay at 8 a.m., you probably don't want to wait around till 5 to 6 to do the giveaway to see if you won. So they're staggering them throughout the day so that you can come, shoot, hang out for a little bit, see if you want to enter the giveaway, if there's anything you're interested in. If you buy a ticket for that day, or if you just show up that day and rent guns or whatever, you're getting 1 entry, but you can purchase additional ones. All the money is going to Route 66. I'm not getting paid for this. I'm just very excited to be coming out and hanging out with them and hanging out with you guys. People have been asking me to do a range day meetup for a long time. I never honestly thought it was going to be a possibility because I don't have the kind of range or facility to do that kind of thing near me. So for Route 66 to reach out and just say, hey, come do this with us, super cool for me. It takes all of the hard work off of my hands. But yeah, around $7,000 worth of product from a bunch of big names. If you want to know more about that, I'm going to have a link down to their website, that you can go take a look, see more of the details about what they're giving away. It's pretty dang cool. I wish that I could get some of this stuff. I'm very thankful to be having this experience. So you know what? I'm not going to enter. I'm not going to have my buddies that are going to be there enter. It's all for you guys. Because of the overwhelming amount of support that we had on the first giveaway, It was actually so much support on their first giveaway of the Savior rifle and the Savior pistol bags, it shut down their Instagram. I don't think you guys realize how hard that is to do. They had an Instagram account that was fairly new. There were so many people that entered on the account to enter in that giveaway. Instagram stopped people from being able to follow them. Instagram stopped them from being able to have comments. It basically restricted their account to be able to do nothing for hours-long period of time for several days. I'm blown away, and they were blown away. So because of that, you're going to want to head over to my Instagram page at the time that this video goes live. I'm going to have a giveaway information for a guitar gun case, which exactly what it sounds like, a guitar gun case. So head on over to my Instagram. I'm going to be doing a giveaway over there. I'm very excited about that. I'm very excited to meet all you guys. If you want to come out and you want to meet me, awesome. If not, still check out Route 66 Shooting Sport Park. They're an awesome group of people. I'm just so thankful that, one, they were interested in having me. Two, that I can help get this business off their feet, because starting during COVID is kind of unfortunate. And three, I'm glad that there was enough interest from people to actually reserve bays, because I was very terrified that nobody was going to want to reserve any bays and say hello. So that's super cool. I'm very thankful for all the support that you guys have given me. You all know the drill. Have fun, be safe, stay dangerous. Peace.
Hey guys, I'm Claudia Vidanis with Route 66 Shooting Sports Park. We're super stoked to have you here for Reno May Day on September 13th from 8 to 6 p.m. We're gonna have a food truck, beverages, and a ton of giveaways. Now let's go take a tour of the facility. First, we have our member base. Here you may shoot handguns, rifles, and shotguns. You may shoot paper and steel targets. However, if you do bring steel targets, please notify check-in so we can assign you an appropriate bay. Holstered, slung, concealed holstered are perfectly fine here. All of our shooting areas throughout the facility do have helpful signs. They tell you what type of firearms you may shoot, what type of ammunition, what type of targets you may use. I recommend reading all of them prior to shooting. Welcome to our Wild West base. Here, you may shoot handguns and rifles. Due to the short distance, you may only use paper targets. No steel targets allowed. Holstered, concealed holstered, and slung firearms are perfectly okay here. Now let me take you to our steel gallery. Now welcome to Route 66 Famous Steel Gallery. Here we have AR-500 steel targets. It is pistol caliber only, however, no 5.7, no Magnum calibers. You may shoot your long guns chambered for pistol caliber, that is perfectly fine. No holstered, no slung firearms. Now we're gonna head over to our 50-yard bays that are right next to the steel gallery. It is most similar to our member base. The only difference is that no steel targets, paper targets only. And here we are for the 3 50-yard bays. I do recommend reading the signs, just like anywhere else in the facility, prior to shooting. Here you can zero your rifle, you can do your holster work with your pistol, and you can back in your vehicle just like the other private bays. Need more distance? Visit our 100-yard rifle range. We have 8 lanes for rifle and a designated lane for prone shooting. You may also use this designated lane for shotgun slug shooting. However, if you choose to do so, use a different target and target stand. Last but not least, our training bays. These bays are most similar to our 50-yard and our member bays. Please keep in mind that only some allow both paper and steel, so if you do choose to bring steel targets, let check-in know. Now that we've concluded our tour of Route 66 Shooting Sports Park, we hope to see you soon. I'm going to pass it on to our range officer, Caleb.
Today we'll be talking about the 4 universal firearm safety rules. Number 1, treat every single firearm as if it was loaded. So that means even if you know it's unloaded, treat it with respect. Number 2, don't point your firearm at anything you don't wish to destroy. Number 3, keep your fingers straight and off the trigger until you're ready to fire. And number 4, be sure of your target and what's beyond it. The most important command is a ceasefire command. Upon hearing the ceasefire command, stop what you're doing and look up and see what's going on. When hearing the command, it's a good idea to repeat that command to, number one, acknowledge that you heard the command, and number two, it allows the echo effect so that other people can hear what's exactly going on. So for example, if I call ceasefire,
Ceasefire!
other line mates will then repeat the command so that everyone is aware of what's going on. The next set of commands indicates the status of the range. So there's ranges going hot or ranges clear or cold. This indicates that shooters on the line are ready to fire, so you want to make sure that your eye and ear protection are on and that there's no one downrange. When you hear the range is clear or range is cold command, that means that all firearms are unloaded, the range is now cold, therefore you're now able to go downrange and fix targets or address anything downrange as needed. At any time, if someone were to go downrange, of course you want to first repeat the command, going downrange, as everyone else on the line repeats the same command to acknowledge that they've heard it. And number two, it's always a good idea to make sure that no one's touching the firearms. In addition to that, you want to make sure that your actions are locked and set down on your table and everyone takes a step back to ensure that no one's handling firearms as people are proceeding downrange. Some additional basics, range safety and etiquette rules include a 180 rule, which means when you are on a line, everyone is going to be in line with you shoulder to shoulder. No one is above or below that line. This ensures proper safety so that if someone were to trip and fall or for whatever reason, there's no unsafe situation where a firearm could be pointed in a dangerous direction. Abiding by rule number 2, we want to make sure that all of our firearms are pointed in a safe direction at all times. For the most part, that would mean downrange towards the back berm. This means whether the gun is loaded or not, at every single moment, it's going to be pointed in a safe direction, including when you set the firearm down on a table. When the range is hot command is given, you want to make sure that your eyes and your ears are on so that you're properly protected. If you have any safety concerns or issues, be sure to notify an RO and we'll be able to assist you. In case of an emergency, dial 911 first, then get the attention of a range officer. Here at Route 66, we don't allow steel core, steel jacket, or bimetal jacket ammunition. Anything that has a magnetic projectile is a no-go. Now that we've covered basic safety rules, range etiquette, and range rules, we want to make sure that you have a good time here at Route 66. Thank you, be safe, and have fun.